Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking, and welcome to the In-Flight News Report. And today I continue my coverage of Star Trek Las Vegas 2018. And as always, I deliver my commentary with reckless abandon. But first, let's check the headlines. What happened when I ate like a French poisson for the week? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Donald Trump Jr.'s potential legal troubles explained. And you will note that he is pictured here. It's a very flattering image. Alright, straight into the news. And What We Left Behind, producers promise 2018 release of Deep Space Nine documentary, and they say Avery Brooks is involved. And that is Ira Steven Behr, the executive producer of Deep Space Nine, and the man behind the documentary. So they say we'll be releasing on DVD, Blu-ray and DVD. And they're looking for a distributor, possibly a streaming service. Behr said it was unlikely to release in theaters, but said they were committed to releasing it in premiere screenings in Los Angeles, New York, and London. It was noted that the editing is taking place on the Paramount lot, right across from the original Deep Space Nine stages. Ira quipped how strange it is for him to go to work every day right across from stages 17 and 18, adding, "There's a beautiful symmetry to it." A little bit of nostalgia right there. So, Avery Brooks is involved, and one of the producers says he questions said producer all the time. He wants to know how it is going. We have talked to who we have talked to and who we have not talked to. The director also confirmed, or producers confirmed that he spoke with Brooks weekly, adding, Avery and I have long and interesting discussions. I have to say he's been fully supportive, and he's looking forward to seeing this film. Very interesting. And they showed a clip from the documentary. A segment focused on the relationship between Avery Brooks and Sarah Clofton and how they bonded playing father and son together. They say the documentary is about family. We are mere mortals and can't get to everybody who was involved in the show, but these guys are editing the film. I've tried to keep stories about family. One of our big themes throughout is about family. And Ira Steven Behr talked about the strong emotional element in the film. I cannot believe how emotional people would get. It's the 25th anniversary, and most people don't get to do a victory lap for the work that they have done, and this doc is kind of a victory lap when people sit and start talking about how much effort they put into the show and how much it means to them. In retrospect, people got very emotional in the interviews. I am not just talking about actors who can turn it on and off. I am talking about crew people. It was an emotional time doing all this. That was the biggest surprise, how much the show lives on in all of us. And there was a writer's room segment between a lot of the writers. This is the breaking story for what would have been the first episode of an 8th season of Deep Space Nine. They have also hired an animator to illustrate parts of this notional episode. Very interesting. The team also noted the Blu-ray and DVD releases will also feature a lot of special features, with Behr noting, "You'll be pleasantly surprised." Oops. And in conclusion, including the panel, Ira Steven Behr said, "When we were doing the show, at the time we were not feeling the love. For 7 years, we were not feeling the love. What I used to tell the writers is, we were doing the show for ourselves, and to really understand Deep Space Nine, you had to live Deep Space Nine. It wasn't a show you could come to and half-ass. You had to really watch it and really follow it. This is the 90s, before TV became what it has become," and said that that's good. We live it. We are the ones that understand the show, and I just wanted to say that 25 years later, to be around you people and to walk around this hotel and constantly meet people who suddenly live Deep Space Nine. So from me to the thank you. And that's that kind of interesting. So, oops. Another bit. Designers promised new Klingon look for Discovery Season 2. Klingons are changing again in ways that I don't fully comprehend, and so it says it acknowledges that the iconic race has gone through a number of major changes through the original TV series, through to the movies, and into the Next Generation era, and again in the JJ films and this one. Just bring back these guys, these Klingons, and explain it, because it doesn't make any sense at all, and I hope this will make sense, the change. I mean, that's all I can say. It's why any of this doesn't make any sense to me. But Kate Mulgrew says 7 of 9 brought Janeway to life on Star Trek Voyager. For a time on the stage at Star Trek Las Vegas on Saturday, Star Trek Voyager star Kate Mulgrew spent much of her time talking about how much she was enjoying her latest role, playing Red on Orange is the New Black. There was some talk about her time in the Delta Quadrant, which she used as a jumping-off point to talk about how she avoided the casting couch over her career. 7 was a blessing for Janeway. Much has been said about the 4th season introduction of the sexy Borg character 7 of 9 in Star Trek Voyager, especially the dynamic it introduced on the set with show star Kate Mulgrew and actress Jeri Ryan. At Star Trek Las Vegas, Mulgrew was asked about the ongoing arc of Janeway's mentoring of 7, regaining her humanity, and she had some interesting things to say about how much it benefited her character. It was beautifully written by Brannon Braga. He was the main writer of that story, and it was a terribly important thing for Janeway to be endowed with that principle of humanity. Janeway, who was childless, who was stranded in the Delta Quadrant, and who managed to strand 165 for a compliment. Right? I mean, I missed the gas station. I don't think it's 165. I don't think that's accurate, but whatever. Janeway is giving a blessing in disguise, or given a blessing in the form of a half-human, half-Borg, very beautiful girl who we call 7 of 9. So I am taught vulnerability. I am taught my limitations. I am taught how small I am in the face of this kind of possible love. 7 of 9 is what brought Janeway to life as a deeply human woman, I believe, and I am deeply grateful for that, and that is a very interesting choice right there. How she avoided the casting couch. Mulgrew was also asked by Young One about the Janeway-Chakotay relationship with the fan, noting how she was glad it was never played for sexual attention. We all were, my dear. We all were. The fan then commented, as a woman in the industry, women have a lot of pressure to conform to gender norms. Mulgrew then interjected, asking, do they? She then talked at length about how she has dealt with life in Hollywood as an actress over her career. I say that is an absolute choice, especially now that we are looking in view of this #MeToo thing. I'm on it. I'm in it. I get it. I have been active for almost 44 years, but it is a choice to be who you are before you are a victim. You only become a victim if you allow it. Some are hurt, some get hurt. I am not suggesting otherwise, but I am saying you must make a character choice as you enter your young womanhood and say that is the kind of woman you are going to be. And I freaking love this woman. Where men look at you, understand right away you are not to be fooled around with. This is sort of pathetic. I suppose many of you will weep for me, but nobody once suggested that I should go on the casting couch. And I was pretty when I was young. They never once said, well, if you meet me for a drink, guess what? Never once. Never once, because I simply would not do it. I wouldn't do it. I didn't understand it. And I am very sympathetic to those who cannot help it, or who have been otherwise hurt. And I am aware of that, but this is a choice for a woman like you. With your head on straight, head up, just be a person. I have been a person in the industry. How do you think I survived? So, you have the right way, the wrong way, and the mother effing Janeway. And that's enough for me. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment down below, share it with your fellow passengers, and subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, make sure your seat, bag, and tray tables are in the upright and fixed position, and I will see you on the beach.